Yeah, so like it's always smart to do that. But like, have you guys, like, speaking of people that like just get free stuff all the time, have you ever had a friend that like always comes empty-handed because they think you don't mind and you start to mind? Because once or twice is whatever, but like if I invite you all the time and you just come here for free food and free booze that other people bring and you don't bring anything, I'm just like, why are you here? Yeah, but I don't care usually. I just get them drunk and have a good time. Well, like whenever I have a dinner party, I actually need 4 to 6 hours to prepare. So it's not even anything but just a gesture of appreciating my labor. It's not even anything, like you don't even need to bring something expensive. A lot of people bring like $15 wine. And then you think that's a lot because you live in Europe, but 15 Canadian dollar a bottle is like very, very not expensive because the cheapest one is like $11 at LCBO. So okay, bye Sandfist. Yeah, so it's not like, it's about the appreciation for your invite and your effort to cook all the food and your hospitality. It's not even about like the cash value that I spent on the meal, but like I just, yeah, no, like people like that have like that's just rude, I feel. But you can't say anything. Oh, but one time I threw this, like in college, I threw this party where I paid for all the food because I made all the food, and I paid off for all the booze, so it was like quite expensive. But I had 2 jobs at the time, so it wasn't a big deal for me. And then while I was cooking and prepping and everybody's just chilling, this guy went to buy some candy. He went to buy like some, like those gummy worms or whatever at the store, and then he had the audacity to leave that receipt in my room on my desk. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, I literally spent $200 to have everybody over. You spent $5 buying gummy worm that nobody asked you to buy. You want me to freaking pay for it? So you had to reimburse him for the gummy worm? I didn't have to, but okay, here's the thing. No one was in my room for the party. Everybody's out here. So he actually did the thing. It's not like he just left the receipt somewhere. He put the receipt onto my desk in my room. So he wanted me to pay for it. I just ignored it, obviously. Can you let her go finally? Was that ABC? And I'm just like, I am not a cheap person. I don't care about anything. Like if I'm preparing, because I bought chips, I bought like all those kind of things. I didn't buy candy because I don't eat candy myself. And then you wanted to go get candy? Because he asked me if I have any candy. I was like, no, but you can go buy some. There's like a store right there. But then I didn't assume that just because I said you can go buy some, he wanted me to pay for it. What? And he took the candy. Like he didn't even leave it there. Like if he left it there, it would make a teensy bit more sense, but are you still friends? No! He's so cheap! And it happened like a few more times, like similar things happened a few more times, and I'm just like, bro, like I can't be friends with you because you're just like, you're insane. Holiday with her who was so cheap, he wanted me to transfer 20 cents his bank account because he paid more for bread. Oh my god. Oh, there was this girl. Holy. Oh my god. I'm having like PTSD right now. Okay, I went on a trip with another girl. It was a couple, like it was 3 of us. And this one girl, she's like Russian Canadian, and she was so cheap to the point where she gave me an Advil and charged me for it. And not to mention, the whole trip, she like tagged along and asked me to book everything for her. And I paid for her food sometimes. And she charged me for an Advil! I'm just like, it's an Advil! How do you even calculate how much it costs? Because it's a bottle, yeah? Charging for an Advil sounds like a headache. So yeah, it gave me a headache, and so like the Advil I took was moot. What kind of friends? No, we weren't really friends. Okay, so we were in the, like, this was when I was in France. I was living in France, and we were all in the same program. And then every weekend, because I was in the middle of France, and every weekend I get to like take the train somewhere else or take the flight somewhere else to travel, because that was the first time I was in Europe, so I wanted to see places, and I would go by myself. And then one weekend I was going to Barcelona, and then she was like, can I come with you? So like 2 other girls tagged along, and then one girl booked her own place, like along with, I gave her information, but this Russian girl was like, can you book everything for me, because I don't really know. And then when I booked everything for her, she's like, I've never stayed in a hostel before. Is it safe? Oh my god, what if we have to live with guys? Oh my god, what if the toilet isn't clean? And then like, oh my god, the biggest freaking princess syndrome. But she's so cheap and she charged me for an Advil. Have a natural balance of getting each other shit. I buy you a couple of beers and you will eventually buy me some. Yeah, but then what about the people that won't ever buy you any? Do you keep them in your life? So we weren't really friends. I just knew her and she tagged along because I wanted to be, like, I was like, okay. Like, I don't know. I'm somebody who doesn't know how to say no. And I still don't. Like, I know how to say no a lot better now. Back in the day, like, no matter what people ask me, if they have the audacity to ask, I'll say yes. Like, especially if it's a girl. Like, I don't know why. I have a problem, okay? Don't be a floor mat. Hi, multi-tool. And then what was worse though? What was worse was like when I was on the same trip as this girl, and then we would go to the club and stuff. It was like the 3 of us. It was another Canadian girl. It was like all 3 of us, like all came from the same program. So we all went to France from Canada, but we have different heritage. And then it was like, I thought it would be fun, right? And it was fun most of the time. When we went to the club, and then, cause both of them were really good looking. And then we went to the club, and then she just like, and I was young, okay? So don't judge me. So I was dancing with this really, really cute, hot French guy. And then she started dancing with this really, really ugly, fat, old man. Just so that we can get into the VIP section. No judgment. He's fine. He's fine. You know, you do you. Whatever you think, you think it's a good time, you go for it, right? But, so it turns out the guy I was dancing with was staying at the same hostel as us. So when we were going home, he was like, oh yeah, can we just share a cab? And then I was like, oh, sure. And then, so the four of us got the same cab back. And then at the end of the night, when I was paying, and then she just like stopped, she grabbed my hand. She's like, he has to pay. I'm like, why? It's the three of us and one of him. And then she's like, he's a guy. I'm like, and? Yeah. And it wasn't even that expensive. It was like 10 euro or something. And I was just like, no, I'll pay. She's like, no. And then she complained about that so much later. She's like, why do you just like poor guys? I'm like, cause he's hot. Like, and I'm not marrying him. And also he's French. There's no way he was gonna pay. Disclaimer. Hi, Huinian. What's up? Selling Advil like a drug dealer. French, by the way. It's a joke. Please don't kill me. But if you're French, you know it better than me. I once had a first date with a chick and we drank beer till closing time and I had to pay $80. Is there a but after? I'm part French and I don't mind paying. French Canadian anyway, not the same. Oh my god, I don't know. Just like whenever I think about that girl, I get a little triggered. Like, cause I never talked to her after that trip, cause I was just like, bro, like you need to chill and just live life and stop thinking about money. Like, it's not like she's poor, you know? And it's just like how different we are, coming from pretty much the same place, even though she's Russian, I'm Chinese. But like, I should be cheap too, cause I'm Chinese, you know? But I'm not cheap on other people, I'm cheap on myself. Like, I'm just like, okay, you can't buy that because you can't afford it, right? And like, she's the opposite. She's like not cheap on herself. She like she has like Louis Vuitton bag, ugly, but like Louis Vuitton bags, like, and then she has like all kinds of like brand stuff, like luxury brands, and then wouldn't pay for her own dinner, or like wouldn't pay for cab fare, wouldn't pay for my freaking 5-cent Advil. Like, hello? Do they not know how they're perceived when they do that? No actual intention of paying anything, just leaning. Oh. Some people get that from their parents. True. I don't even know how I would feel bad asking for anyone for 20 cents, man. She asked for 20 cents for a Advil. I'm pretty sure it's not 20 cents, but I was like, how do I even give you 20 cents? Do you want 20 cents freaking Canadian or do you want 20 cents euro? What is the... I just gave her a euro. I was like, yeah, whatever. I just bought half a bottle. I'm going to guess that a Russian girl has been raised to believe that men should pay her way of life. Probably. She's like, cash and money. She's a little hustler. Yeah, I can't, man. Like, people need to like understand that you just don't do that. That's a good gig, yeah. Did you pay? Yeah, I gave her €1. I don't know. I understand that, like, I feel like sometimes these things are a little extreme. Like, I just feel like if you don't have the money, I wouldn't ever take advantage of you anyways, you know what I mean? And then, like, I wouldn't take advantage of anyone. Whenever I owed anybody any money, like, it bothers me at night, you know? I can't sleep. I was like, I gotta return this money first. You know, like, don't buy anything until you return people's money. Like, that's just, like, how I live my life. I had a friend who, like, I lent money to pay his first month and last month rent, and then before he returned my money, he bought a laptop first that he didn't really need. It's not for work, it's just like because he wanted it. And I was like, bro. I mean, I didn't need the money back immediately, but like, how did you feel after taking that one Advil that cost you €1? That I never want to be friends with this girl ever again. But like, sometimes €1 is a cheap price to pay in order to know what kind of person this person is. Do you know what I mean? You just like stop, because then that person is never gonna take advantage of you ever again, because you're done. I've always been generous with my friends. Hello, friend. Hey, it's me, your friend. I had the same thing happen with a roommate, short on rent, took everything on me. Do not choke that fool. As a director, insult spending money in your face when they owe you. Yeah, like, and then I don't know how you're gonna say that either. Like, how do you tell them? It was like, well, hey, that's my money, by the way, you're using to buy that laptop. You have a laptop. You know, anything, like, I lent you money for necessity, not for any of the above basic needs luxury. I don't know, best friend. I don't know, do I sound cheap for talking about all these people? I swear I'm not cheap though. I know someone that lent a friend 10K and ended up having to take that person to court to get some of it back. No way. No, I wouldn't lend anybody 10K. Because I don't have that kind of money to lend to someone. And then also, what kind of 10K? Like, I feel like if somebody needs to borrow 10K, they're in a lot of deep not paying for the shit, you know? You attract a lot of cheap people though. I told story of one person. What do you mean a lot of cheap people? Where are they? There's like 2 people that are not even my friends. And it happened in the course of me staying in Canada for now, like, I don't know. In the course of like 8 years, there's only 2 people. How is that a lot of people? What? It was me and Basti. I had to sue him. Yeah, you need to borrow 10K, can't do it from a bank. That's a major red flag. Yeah. Tell us how you really feel. Oh, I owe you $100, but I saw these cute shoes of $130, and then I just had to have them and post them on social media. I know, it's like rubbing it in your face, man. I wouldn't lend anyone more than 100. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. Lending money usually ends badly. I mean, if a friend needs help in terms of like rent and stuff, like I lent him like 2K. Like that was quite a bit of money for me, but it wasn't gonna break me if he doesn't return it right away. So, and then also that's gonna make him like he's gonna have a place to stay. So I felt like that was worse, and we were really close, you know? And so I didn't think it was a big deal, but like how he handled it after was kind of gross. That's all. It didn't end up ruining our friendship though, so it's okay. And then the fact that I think it was immature of him. It's not cheap of him to not return the money. It was immature. He didn't understand. He felt like I didn't need the money right away, so that's why he could just use the money and not prioritize returning my money. That's all. We will always be good. Shatter not our friendship. Oh, my ankle really, like, this is not, is this an ankle? My wrist. My wrist really hurts. Every time I lent out money, I never get it back, so now whenever I do whatever emergency, I automatically expect not to get it back. Oh. Yeah, no, I don't. If I felt like I'm not gonna get it back, I'm not gonna lend the money. It was really funny. There was this one time that I met someone over Tinder, and then I met him once and I didn't want to date him, and we just met once, and then he still like sometimes messaged me and stuff, and then I would be like polite, but I already told him I'm not interested. One time he like messaged me, he's like, can you lend me $200? I'm like, bro, I don't even know you, and I blocked him. Punching improperly could be the punching. I don't know. But I felt like my wrist was like kind of weird when I was doing the burpees already. You didn't miss it. When people tell me they'll pay me back, I never really believe them until they do. I'm surprised. Yeah, no. I think most, like, anybody who actually, like, except for that one friend that asked to, like, borrow money, I've never had any other person ask me to borrow money. And also, he didn't even ask to borrow. He was saying that he didn't have any money for rent, and he's thinking about taking a loan. I was like, nah, just, like, here, you know, like it wasn't even, he didn't even request it, so that probably led to the fact that he thought I didn't need it back. I was going to bring it up. Try to put your money into CDs, so it's difficult to get at it. I don't have enough money to do that. Yeah. Thank you for the follow. Okay, let's go down to the gym. I guess I ran out of things to drink and eat in order to postpone this workout. Yo, my hair's so nice today. What do you guys think? Buy some Bitcoin and pray? Ron, thank you for $12.84.
This took so long to pay back.
Took so long to pay back? Pay back what? My ex-boyfriend had had Bitcoin, and he lost so much money. Cause I mean, I don't understand it, so I'm not gonna purchase anything I don't understand. All I understand is real estate. So just like, if you have the money, buy a real estate. You will never really lose money with it, as long as you buy it in a city where more people wanna live here. Okay, it's wrong. You know? Thank you so much, Rob! Joke totally whiffed. Sorry, this took so long to pay back. Needs some financial advice. Who's available to help out? He lost money because he sold. No, he didn't sell. He bought at a, like, cause he had some already, and then he wanted to invest, but he ended up buying at a really crappy price when it's like super inflated, and then like the price went down. He didn't get rid of it yet, but he's not liquid. He didn't sell. He hasn't sold yet, but like the overall value of what he owns it's pretty much back to normal. Given he bought a few way back when, and that he made money. He could have just sold at the highest price and then just made bank, but at like really high price, like pretty much 80-90% of the point, he bought more, and then it went down. So overall, he didn't really make any money. You know? Yeah, he was a poker player. So he originally had Bitcoin because a friend of his didn't have money to pay him back, and then so that guy just like paid him in Bitcoin, and it ended up like skyrocketing. So, and then he felt like he knows the market somehow just because he owns a few Bitcoin, but you know. Treasury bill safe. No, I just feel like just buy real estate. You can get rent from it, and like it's always safe enough. It's not liquid, so if you need the money right away, don't do it. Yeah, owning property is always good as long as you have the confidence you wouldn't default on your mortgage. That's all. Because at the end of the day, even if the place itself doesn't, the property doesn't, the value doesn't go up, you still have the property and you can rent it out, and then like your cash flow is gonna be good, right? So that's the only thing I understand, and that's the only thing I'm gonna do. The country, because mining is no longer efficient and sufficient enough, the value will only increase. We talk here in 2 years. Oh, you guys are gonna come back in 2 years and still be here, Pug? And I feel like people just have like really extreme opinions of Bitcoin. That's just something I don't want to touch, because I feel like if people have like such a drastic extreme, like different opinion of something, it makes me feel like it's definitely volatile, and I don't want to touch it. I don't have enough money to touch it, you know? probably Mixer for millions. The neighborhood can go bad and no one wants to live there, or you get low quality renters that mess up stuff. I mean, when you're in the city, not really. You just see, like, you follow the infrastructure of the city. When they're building subways, that's a good place to buy, right? Even if the renter might not. And also, you just choose renters. Don't greed out on like a couple hundred per month in order to, like, you know, because I would never rent to a student, by the way, because first of all, students don't have money, and then second of all, they don't really have like quality of living. So if I were to like find a roommate that's a student, they're probably gonna be like try to like sleep in the living room like with another person, and then all that stuff. I don't know. Ooh, Benson! Thank you for 23 months. Thank you for that Prime sub. You will be on Mixer? Why would I be on Mixer? What? Because honestly, if like credit checks and all that stuff is important, but also your own personal judgment of a person and what they do. Like, I would not, first of all, like, I much prefer to rent to people that are a lot older, because people, like, that's when they're more stable with their jobs, with their relationships and all that stuff. And instead of renting to young people, because they don't really know how to protect things either. Like, things just get screwed up because they don't know how to use it and all that stuff. You should stream on Twitch. No, I can't, because if I did, Twitch would unpartner me. You know. Benson, welcome back. Okay. I don't need to change. I just need to go downstairs. I think. I'm gonna grab my. I think the best way to invest anything in the cryptocurrency space is to invest on the technology, or like the businesses that actually based on the technology, legit based on the technology, and then you'll have a chance to like really like make money. But then that's a huge risk.